So at the beginning of this series, we are shown a fighting scene where a righteous master is killing the wicked members of a demonic cult. All the members of the demonic cult are being killed by him because he is a very powerful master. This master's name is Beak Mogul. Master Beak comes there to kill the master of the demonic cult, he only Ashura, who is currently the leader of the demonic cult. He only Ashura finally reveals himself. Master Beak shouts at him, "So you've finally arrived." He only demon Ashura stands on top of a tower, staring at him with a very serious look, and everyone else is terrified upon seeing him because the leader of the demonic cult is a very powerful master. Even the members of the demonic cult consider him a demon god. Then Master Bai says, "Just look, the demon god is standing there alone. Yet his power is so immense that it seems as if the entire demon army is standing with him. Look at his face. His face is like it's made of stone. There is no emotion on his face, no fear, no anger, no mocking expression. He is truly like a legend who conquered the demonic path and before whom all the demonic masters have knelt. Even the righteous path once knelt before him, until I, Master Bai, arrived. And now I have come to defeat this heavenly demon Asura so that I can kill him and free this world from the clutches of the demons. People are so afraid of him that they have started sacrificing humans. And before the entire world, the righteous alliance and all the other righteous people kneel before him. I will kill him. I, Master Bai, swear that I will kill him today." And then he shouts, "Do you want to say your last words, because these are your final moments?" Then Master Bai starts laughing loudly. As he laughs, immense pressure falls upon everyone. They all say, "It seems he is about to use a very powerful martial art." Master Bai says, "I have been waiting for this day. I have cultivated my entire life so that I could become strong enough to kill the demon Asura, and after killing him my name will be known throughout the world and I will become very famous. Just a few more seconds. When our fight begins, I will kill this demon Asura. Now the leader of the demonic cult, your tyranny ends here today because you will die by my hands." The demon cult leader releases his energy and says very calmly, "Please let me go, that is, let me live." Master Bai is shocked and says, "What? He spoke, and what did he say? Let me go? Is he begging for mercy from me?" He says angrily, "What did I come here to hear? I'm facing the supreme ruler and he's telling me to let him go. Doesn't he have any shame?" Then the cult leader says through voice transmission, "You didn't understand me. Please forgive me. Let me leave here. Will you let me go just this once? I don't want to fight you." Master Bai shouts, "No, absolutely not. I won't let you go." The others wonder what's happening. The demon cult leader says, "Please respect my dignity and speak only through voice transmission. Don't speak loudly so that no one knows I'm telling you to let me go." But Master Bai doesn't listen to him and attacks, "To hell with your dignity. I came to kill you and I will kill you. Do you think you can beg for mercy through voice transmission and I'll let you go?" The cult leader draws his sword and says, "Please forgive me now. I told you to let me go. I wasn't saying that for myself but for you." And he attacks. Their swords clash and in just 1 second Master Bai is dead. Initially it seemed like the story was about Master Bai and that he would kill the demonic cult leader. But in reality the demonic cult leader kills him. 22 years later the demonic cult has flourished. The cult leader is now very old. He says, "I don't understand why Master Bai didn't use his strongest skills to kill me. Or perhaps he wasn't that strong after all. But whatever the case, thanks to his favor I've been the leader of the demonic cult for 22 years. I secured my power, I raised my next generation. But alas, I spent my life solely focused on power and martial arts. As a result, my 3 sons, who had become quite strong and skilled in martial arts, fought and killed each other in their struggle to become the supreme ruler. Now only my youngest son remains, the one I didn't allow to learn martial arts." This is where our hero enters, Yu Gang. Yu Gang approaches his father and says, "Father, are you all right?" The cult leader thinks to himself, "I raised him differently. I kept him away from power and martial arts. But after my death I've made all the preparations to make him not the supreme but the ultimate ruler." He walks away, ignoring him. Yu Gang remains standing there, a piece of paper in his hand that he wanted to give them. The others are talking about how only one descendant is left who can become the next cult leader. Yu Gang returns to his room and resumes painting and writing, because he had no interest in martial arts. Just then an elder arrives and says, "Young master, I've come to report I captured a man from the righteous sect and tortured him severely." Yu Gang thinks, he's here to test me, I should give him the answer he wants to hear. He says, "I kept that criminal in the underground dungeon for 3 days. Then I peeled off all his skin from his tongue to his toes but kept him alive. Then I rubbed salt into his wounds, yet he didn't utter a word. The next day I cut off both his legs and fed them to the pigs. Now on the 3rd day his lower body has been completely eaten, only his upper body is alive but he still isn't speaking. Now tell me, did I torture him properly?" The elder thinks, perhaps I was too lenient. The young master is truly terrifying. Yu Gang, feigning anger, shouts, "This was torture. We in the demonic cult do far worse. Go now and torture him even more." The elder, frightened, says, "Yes, young master, as you wish." Yu Gang sits alone, lost in thought. These cult members are all so ruthless. I think I was born into this cult by mistake. I'm not a demon at all. I almost threw up when he was describing the torture. But if I had said it was wrong, the cult master would have flayed me alive. They would think I'm not worthy of being the leader. He looks at the paper he wanted to give his father. The paper reads, "I am not worthy of becoming the next leader of this cult. I don't want to be." But he can't bring himself to give it to them, and he was thinking that he wasn't at all perfect to be a cult leader. especially not the leader of a demonic cult because he was too soft-hearted. All these people were too cruel, and whenever he tried to explain to these people that he wasn't like them, everyone misunderstood him. For example, a few days ago, he was going to throw out the trash and a girl saw him and asked him what he was going to do, so their young master Yu Gang told her that he was going to throw out the trash. As soon as he said that, everyone started making their own assumptions. One of them said, "Young master, what do you mean? Did you encounter some people from the righteous faction on the way whom you're calling trash? Are you going to dispose of them now?" Then another one said, "Yes, I also think he'll take them to the underground prison and chop them into pieces there." While a third one said, "My lord, you are truly worthy of becoming the successor. You will cut and kill the righteous villains." So Master Yu Gang thought to himself, "These fools, I don't know what they're calculating in their heads. I was really just going to throw out the trash." Master Yu Gang said, "I want a normal life, but these people want me to become the leader of their cult, because I'm the last descendant of my father. But how can I just want a normal life, and I'm not cruel like them at all." Now he thought, that's enough, I have to go and tell my father that I want to leave this place. Send me somewhere else, I'm not fit to be a cult leader. But then the door opened and an elder entered. This elder's name was Swamin Megan. According to our Yu Gang, whenever he's seen this elder, he's always smiling. And he's a very good person because he's been raising him since childhood like an uncle. So after arriving there, Master Swamin says, "Child, you must come quickly. The cult leader's condition is very critical and he's dying." So our young Master Yu Gang sets off to see his father. The next scene shows him walking ahead with a picture of his father, and behind him his father's dead body is being carried in a coffin. They are going to bury him. Yu Gang thinks, how did all this happen? Everything has gone wrong. I was going to tell my dad that I wanted to leave this place, but now all the responsibility has fallen on my shoulders. Then a flashback shows Master Swamin bringing him into room. Yu Gang asks the doctor, "Doctor, what happened to my father?" The doctor tells him, "Your father is in very bad condition. 22 years ago during his fight with Master Beak he suffered many internal injuries, and he's been fighting them ever since, but today his limit has been reached, he's going to die." The father opens his eyes and says, "My child Yu Gang, you've come." Yu Gang says, "Yes father, I've come, but please don't talk, you're not well." But the father raises his hand and says, "My son, listen carefully to me, I am leaving my legacy to you. From today you are the new cult leader here." Yu Gang says, "No, I'm not ready for this responsibility." But the father takes his last breath right there. Everyone had heard his command, now Yu Gang has become the new cult leader. Yu Gang says, "No, this shouldn't have happened." At night, after burying his father, Yu Gang returns to his room and says, "Finally everything is over, something I absolutely didn't want. Now I've been made the new cult leader." As soon as Yu Gang enters his room he feels a strange presence. He says, "Who is this? There's an unfamiliar person in my room." He turns around, a master is standing there. He says, "Please forgive me for suddenly entering your room." Yu Gang asks, "But who are you?" The master steps forward, blocks Yu Gang's meridian points and says, "You must come with me." Yu Gang says, "What did you do to me? Why are you sealing my meridian points?" The master picks him up and says, "I'll tell you later, but for now you must come with me. If you want to live, come with me." The master carries Yu Gang and jumps out the window. Yu Gang thinks, "I can't even scream, my meridians are sealed, what should I do now?" At that moment he sees some people, the leaders of two squads, the Red Ghost Squad and the Yacha Soul Squad. Yu Gang happily shouts, "Please come here, save me." But both squad captains shout, "All guards advance. The young master must be killed, don't leave him alive." Yu Gang is shocked, "What? They're coming to kill me." All the soldiers of the demonic cult surround them. The master draws his sword and says, "Young cult leader, stay close to me, I'll clear the way." He cuts them down like carrots and radishes. Yu Gang is astonished, how did he do all that so easily? Then the master takes Yu Gang and runs away. Red Ghost shouts, "Go after him, Yu Gang must die." Just then Master Swamin stops everyone, "Stop, there. No need to go after him." Red Ghost, "But you said he had to die." Swamin, "He won't come back, he's just a useless child, we can find him and kill him anytime. But killing him now isn't safe because Heavenly Demon Ashura, his father, had already made arrangements. He knew we would try to kill Yu Gang, that's why he had already assigned Pong Shayan to protect him." Swamin, "Yu Gang has escaped from here, but I've also made all the necessary preparations. No matter where he hides, he will surely die. Pong Shayan won't be able to save him. Now everyone dispose of the dead bodies and summon all the elders, it's time to announce the new cult leader." Next scene in the forest, Pong Shayan has taken Yu Gang very far away. Yu Gang shouts, "Let me down now, we've come far enough, no one is chasing us anymore." Pong Shayan puts him down and unlocks his meridian points. "Yu Gang, finally I'm free." Then Pong Shayan kneels before him and says, "Young cult leader, I'm your loyal servant. Your safety is my responsibility, your father entrusted me with this task." Yu Gang says, "Okay, so tell me, were the people who tried to kill me being led by Master Swamin?" Pong Shayan said, "Yes, young master, it was Master Swamin." Yu Gang was shocked, Master Swamin, who was like an uncle to me. But then he also felt happy, "This is perfect, I wanted to leave the sect anyway, now Master Swamin can become the sect leader, I can live a normal life." But then Yu Gang thought, now the Real problem is, how do I get rid of this Pong Shayan? This guy won't give up so easily. But we saw Yu Gang wondering how to get rid of Master Pong Chan. He just needs to be chased away and then he can live a normal life. Yu Gang tells Master Pong Chan, listen carefully. You're a loyal soldier of the demonic cult and you should be loyal to the demonic cult leader, not me, because I'm no longer the cult leader. You should go and show your loyalty to Master Sum. Now please leave. But Pong Chan says, no, I don't follow such people at all. I only followed the human demon Ashura. He was my lord and all his sons and descendants will be my lords just like you are my lord here. Hearing this, Yu Gang wonders, what should I do now? This guy is so strange, he's not leaving. He shouts, stop calling me a cult leader, I'm not a cult leader at all, and you call me your lord and yet you're not even listening to me, you're disobeying my orders. Hearing this, Pong Chan steps forward and says, I made a mistake here. Yu Gang panics, thinking he might be about to attack him. But Pong Chan slams his head against the wall behind him, causing a loud explosion. Yu Gang asks, what are you doing, are you crazy? But Pong Chan keeps slamming his head against the wall again and again, saying, you said I made a mistake so I deserve to be punished, I'll keep banging my head until you forgive me. Yu Gang says, okay fine, stop, don't do this at this time of night. Pong Chan stops and Yu Gang wonders how his dad raised such a monster. What kind of person is this who doesn't understand? Yu Gang says we need to find a guest house where we can rest. We can't stay in these mountains. Then he asks, tell me how much money did father leave you so we can book a hotel? Pong Chan says, no, I don't have any, your father didn't leave any money for me, we'll have to sleep in the mountains today. Yu Gang says, what nonsense are you talking about? Father left you to serve me and you don't have any money, where will we stay? Pong Chan says, please excuse me, but I think we're going to find a good place, it seems someone is coming. Just then, some people come from the front. Pong Chan says, it seems our sleeping arrangements have been made. The Green Forest gang members are standing in front. Their captain says, how dare you come into the Green Forest gang's territory and create a ruckus? Who are you? What are you doing here? Don't even think of leaving alive. They all load their arrows. Yu Gang thinks these all seem to be elite soldiers of the Green Forest gang. I've heard they rob and kill everyone who passes by. I have to speak to them politely. If Pong Chan starts speaking, we'll both die. But at that moment, Pong Chan shouts, stop your nonsense. How dare you raise your voices against us? Do you even know who's standing in front of you? His aura frightens everyone. Yu Gang says, Pong Chan, you idiot, what are you doing? They'll attack even if they're afraid and they'll attack even if they're not. He says, please let me talk, we'll apologize to them, say we apologize. But the captain of the Green Forest gang says, do you think this is a joke? You've just entered our territory and are shouting at us. Attack, kill them both, all the arrows shoot. The arrows rapidly advance towards them. Pong Chan says, young master, now it's my turn to teach these guys a lesson for daring to attack you. He swings his sword and delivers a powerful strike. The captain panics and exclaims, this is no average person, he's a very powerful martial arts master. They consider running away, but Pong Chan reaches out and twists the captain's neck back. Yu Gang shouts, what are you doing? You can't kill people like this. How many will you kill? Pong Chan says, no, my lord, he's alive. This is a special technique. He remains alive even after his neck is twisted. He will take us to his Green Forest main house where we can spend the night. Yu Gang thinks, I think I've encountered a mental case. The next scene reveals the Green Forest gang's base, a large building. Pong Chan kicks the door open. Inside, a girl sits and 2 guards stand guard. Pong Chan says, we've arrived, but this place is very dirty. Our cult had better horse tethers than this. Anyway, we have to spend the night. Yu Gang says, what are you doing? We have to stay here. He says, yes, my lord, please forgive us. The guards say, look at their audacity, they broke into the stronghold. Yu Gang says, please forgive us. We came at night out of compulsion. But then the girl wakes up. Yu Gang is astonished to see her, she's very beautiful. Yu Gang thinks this girl must be a hostage, she's probably been kidnapped, I have to save her. He tells Pong Chan in a voice transmission, we have to save this girl. Pong Chan says, yes, my lord. But then the girl says, the night is beautiful. But who are you bastards? What are you doing here? Yu Gang thinks she's the owner of the stronghold herself. Just then Pong Chan, sword drawn, rushes to attack him. She throws 2 ring weapons. Pong Chan cuts one off, the other swings back at him, but Pong Chan jumps up, catches it with his sword and throws it back at her. The ring shatters the wall. The girl angrily exclaims, you bastards, you destroyed our building. Pong Chan puts his hand on her head and says, that's enough. The girl says, do you think you can kill me easily? Look ahead. Pong Chan looks ahead. There are several of his men standing with swords on Yu Gang's neck. So at the end of the last episode, we saw our Yu Gang trapped in a tight spot as the bandits held their swords to his throat. On the other side, our Punchin stood holding the girl. The girl said to him, tell me what you want to do. Do you want to kill me right here? If you move me even a little bit, that boy's neck will be cut right away. Do you want to see that damn young master of yours die? At this point, our young master Yu Gang becomes extremely angry and says, you bastard, I thought you were a good girl but you were kidnapped and here you are repeatedly abusing me like this. Now I'm really angry. As soon as he becomes enraged, Yu Gang uses the only skill he's ever learned in his life, Hidden Spirit Flash. He has a few shurikens or kunai knives tied together with fine threads. He throws them and the man behind him who was standing behind him with a sword is stabbed in the waist. The others, shocked by this, kneel down and retreat. Yu Gang jumps a long way forward and using his hidden flash skill says, "Do you guys think I'm useless here? I can't protect myself." Your Pongchen overjoyed says, "My lord, I knew you were special enough to deal with so many bandits by yourself because you've mastered such an amazing hidden skill." Then Shang yells, "Pongen, you bastard. I said I'd apologize to them for entering their territory, but you don't listen to me." So Pongen says, "Master, it seems I disobeyed your orders, so now I have to apologize. I'll bang my head on the ground for this." And he starts banging his head. But he's not just banging his own head, his hands are also on the girl's head, thrashing hers as well. The girl says to Yu Gang, "I think we should stop because you two are more trouble than the bandits here. You're even bigger scoundrels than us." But she adds, "Do you think I'll let you take over my base so easily?" Just then, Punchen lands a powerful punch to his face and he screams and we don't know what happens next. Yu Gang goes to his room and takes a hot bath. Yu Gang says, "Thankfully, after such a rough day, I'll be able to sleep peacefully in a bed, but that slut is as innocent as she looks. I don't want to see her again." He gets out of the bath and goes to rest. As he heads to his room, he says, "This hideout is small, but it's quite nice. There are beautiful paintings and it seems like a good place to live a normal life." Yu Gang lies down on the bed and says, "It's a wonderfully soft bed and a beautiful ceiling, it's fun." As he stretches his arms out, he feels something on the side. He sees that same girl, she's tied with ropes and laid next to him. Yu Gang shouts, "Pongen, come here quickly." Pongen comes and says, "Yes, young master." Yu Gang asks angrily, "What is this bitch doing here? I was about to sleep and why did you put her here?" Pongen says, "Young master, the first time you saw it, you said it was beautiful, so I put it on your bed so you could have fun with it today. If you don't want to have fun, I'll dispose of it." Yu Gang says, "What do you mean dispose? Do you want to kill it? This is an insult, quickly untie it." Pongen unties the ropes. Yu Gang says, "Please forgive me, my name is Yu Gang, what's your name?" The girl replies, "My name is Sun Jack Ran, you can call me Miss Ran." She then asks, "Are you from a noble family? Then what are you doing out here in the forest?" Yu Gang spreads a sheet on the ground and says, "I'm tired, let's just sleep." She says, "Why a sheet on the ground? What's the point of talking? Let's start quickly." Yu Gang yells, "Idiot, I'm talking about sleeping separately." She says, Okay, but it seems you're hesitating. Is this your first time?" And loosens her clothes. "Are you impotent?" Yu Gang angrily approaches her. Miss Ran thinks that as soon as he approaches, she will lure him and stab him because Pongchen isn't there either. But Yu Gang grabs her waist, lifts her up, and throws her face down on the ground, shouting, "You bastard! How dare you call me a coward?" An explosion erupts in the building above and Pong Chan says, "Looks like my lord is having a good time." In the evening, Yu Gang can't sleep. He comes out and says, "I can't stay in the same room with that bastard woman, so I came out." He thinks, "The world of martial arts is so strange. Why didn't my dad let me learn martial arts? The others are martial artists. My guardians are so powerful they can cut anyone. A scoundrel like Master Saman will try to kill me to prevent me from ascending to the throne." A fish swims underwater and Yu Gang tries to catch it with the hidden spirit flash technique. He finally catches it and says, "If I don't have the technique, I'll die a painful death like this fish." Just then he senses a powerful presence. He asks, "Who's there?" He sees no one. Then feeling the presence again, he pulls out a knife and says, "Come forward." It's Pongen. Pongen says, "My lord, what are you doing here so late at night?" Yu Gang says, "You scared me." He then sits down and says, "Pongen, come sit with me, I have something to ask." Pongen refuses, but Yu Gang insists and he kneels down. Yu Gang asks, "Why didn't my father let me learn any techniques other than Spirit Flash? My brothers mastered many techniques. If he wanted me to become the new clan leader, why didn't he give me any techniques? Do you know the answers to these questions?" And Pong Shun has all the answers. So Pong Shun tells him, "Young master, you might be thinking that the hidden Spirit Flash technique you possess is a very weak technique, but in reality it's not a weak technique. It's a very high-level martial arts technique at a profound level." He also says that because you possess a very special kind of profound internal energy, your Shuking tells him, "What will I do with this internal energy? With internal energy alone I can't rule this world, nor can I rule the demonic curl. The people of the demonic curl believe only in strength. If you have strength you can bring anyone to their knees here. But if you don't have strength then you can't do anything here. Tell me, what can I do with this hidden spirit flash here? I can kill Master Soman here." Master Ponchen tells him that because you're here to become the ultimate martial artist, your father planned everything for you. Don't think you're weak and only know one technique, but you will become the ultimate ruler here, even greater, more powerful, and a crew leader than your father in demonic curl. Your shuck gang stands up and angrily tells him, "What nonsense are you talking about? How will all this happen? Have you lost your mind? Can't you see that I haven't even entered this martial arts world yet? I've only learned one technique. What can I do here with one technique?" With that, he tells him, "My lord, you don't need to worry here. You won't find anything you need inside demonic curl. And you'll find everything you need in the outside world. And that's why I'm with you, and I'm here to be your guardian and take you to the top of that place. This journey is to teach you all the skills of the world so you can become the supreme ruler here." Then Pong Chan tells him, "My lord, hurry up and rest because we have to leave tomorrow morning. We have to proceed to the main base of this green forest, their main headquarters, because that's where your journey will begin." Ramir Shuking asks him, "Am I going there with you? Don't you understand what I'm saying? What am I saying to you, and what will I do there at their headquarters?" Pong Chan tells him, "Maybe you didn't understand me. We have to go and capture their headquarters, and now we will become their new leaders." Hearing this, Pong Chan is utterly shocked and says, "Have you lost your mind? Are you talking to me about ruling the world like this? Do you want me killed right here?" He steps forward and punches him. However, his own hand starts hurting and he says, "Are you made of stone?" He's also thinking, "What kind of man did my dad leave me for? I don't want to be the leader of the demon curl, and he wants to make me the ruler of the entire world. He wants to make me the supreme ruler, whereas I wasn't even happy being the leader of the curl. I just wanted a normal life." Then Poon Chan tells him, "My lord, from today on you will only follow me because I will lead you from here to the road of supremacy, where you can become the supreme ruler, and all you have to do is obey me." The next scene is shown the next day. In the morning, Pong is sitting in front of the carriage, driving, while our Yaogang is sitting inside the carriage saying, "I'm being taken away without my consent. And now we're headed towards the main headquarters in Green Forest." The Chi Gang's main headquarters, home to some of the most prominent and powerful martial artists, and they want me to take over. Just then he hears a voice from the front with Miss Jane accompanying her. Miss Jane asks him, "Tell me one thing, why am I sitting in this carriage with you scoundrels? Why are you taking me with you?" While our Yaogang is also thinking, "I'm asking the same question, why is Yaogang taking this scoundrel with him? You could have left her there." Miss Jane then asks, "Young master, please tell me something about where you're taking me." Your Yaogang remains completely silent from the front, while she screams, "You bastards. First you guys took everything from me, took over my base, and now you two want to rob me of my dignity. Tell me, is this why you're taking me with you? I thought you demonic curl bastards knew all about it, but let me tell you, you won't be able to do this for free with me here. My rates are very high. If you're not a curl leader, you'll have to pay a very high price." Your Yaogang becomes furious after hearing her words and says, "What nonsense is this bastard talking about?" He shouts at Pongchen, "I think this girl has a problem with me." He asks, "What do you mean?" Yaogang says, "Pick her up and throw her out of the carriage because she's being rude to me." Yaogang stops his carriage, returns, opens the door, and looks inside. As he looks inside, Miss Jane says, "Do you really think you guys can just take me away and force me to marry or rape me? You guys can't do anything, you've lost your mind." Just then, Pongchen places one hand on her head and the other on her neck, twisting her neck just like he did to the captain. She screams, then sits down and says, "Young master, she'll be quiet for a while." Yaogang says, "Did you kill this girl? You broke her neck, what will you do now? I told you to throw him out of the car and you twisted his neck. It's not that he was making noise, it's that you're taking me somewhere without my consent." Yaogang thinks I said this, so now he'll feel guilty and start banging his head on the ground. But his whole plan fails because Pongchen says, "No, I won't bang my head on the ground anymore." Yaogang asks, "Why?" He says, "Young master, it's different now. Before I was like your guardian, but now I've decided to become your master and teach you everything. And a master never bangs his head on the ground after listening to his disciple." Yaogang says, "I think I'm in trouble. He's made himself my master and now he won't bang his head. That means he'll bang mine." And he starts driving again. Meanwhile, Miss Jane, whose neck was twisted back, is still alive and talking. Yaogang says this means a person can survive even after having their neck twisted. They know some special technique. The next scene, 2 days later, everyone stops at a restaurant and orders food. Before entering, Yaogang says, "Fix this girl's head or people will get scared." The food arrives. Yaogang says, "Finally we'll get good food. I had an upset stomach eating insects in the jungle." The waiter becomes nervous after seeing them. As he starts to leave, Pong catches him and asks, "How long have you been working here?" He says, 3 years. Then Pong asks, "Have you never seen guests like this before? Why are you nervous? Are you from some gang?" The poor waiter panics. Yaogang says, "Let her go, she's just nervous." The waiter says, "Young master, thank you. Actually, the young lady sitting next to you is very beautiful, that's why I got nervous." Miss Jane says, "Thank God someone has good eyes, otherwise you guys have buttons that couldn't see my beauty." The waiter leaves and everyone sits down to eat. But as soon as Yaogang picks up the food, Miss Jane gets angry. Yaogang asks, "What happened?" She shouts, "I've been insulted." Yaogang says, "What do you mean? How can you insult me?" She throws the plates and says, "You cheated me. There are 7 dumplings on the plate at the table in front, why only 6 on my plate?" She overturns the entire table, spills the food on the floor and shouts, "Hotel owner, come quickly, how are you serving me? Couldn't you see me, that you put 6 dumplings on my plate?" Then Yaogang says to Pong, "Pong, pick up this bastard before there's a scene, let's get out of here." So the hotel manager ran over and told our young master Yu Gang, "You guys didn't pay for your food here." Yu Gang yelled at him, "Why should I pay you, you bastard? Why are there 7 dumplings on the other table when we were given 6? And with that, Yu Gang stormed out angrily. They all left without eating. The next scene shows us the demonic curls, where the leader of the demonic curls is being beaten up by an elder standing in front of him. So the elder is beating him up badly and says, "You idiot! Do you think you can tell a waiter in a restaurant to poison his food and then kill him? Did you think it was going to be so easy?" The elder says, "Please, sir, please forgive me. I thought it would all work out." But the nasty girl with him overturned the entire table. Master Simsu tells him, "Please, sir, give me a little more time here. Just give me one more chance, and this time I will definitely kill that guy here." So the boy standing before Master Simsu is named Elder John Wang. Although he looks like a child, he's actually over 100 years old and a very powerful cultivator. It's said that he sometimes stays young by killing people. That is, his appearance, despite being so old, appears youthful because he tortures and kills those he captures. This makes him incredibly young and dangerous. Master Simsu is thinking, if I don't get a chance this time, or if I fail even if I get a chance, he'll kill me. He says, "Sir, please give me one more chance." Master John tells him, "Okay, I'll give you one more chance. This will be your last chance, and if you can't do it here, I'll have no further connection with you. You'll have to take your own life here." He says, "Yes, sir, I understand." The next scene shows us outside, where Master Simsu arrives again and declares, "I must somehow separate that bastard from Punchin. I can't kill him here as long as Punchin is with him. So to separate Punchin, I'll take Jin and Young, the twin demons, with me." He's accompanied by 2 other men, also twins. He says, "I'll give these 2 a task, separate him, and then we'll go and kill the boy." Master Simsu knows the location of the Yu Gang. He stops inside a restaurant opposite, sitting by the window. Master Simsu brings his best snipers there to attack them and kill them right there inside the house. So this is his initial plan. At the same time, his elites load their arrows and aim ahead because they won't get another chance. This is their last chance. If they fail to kill our Yu Gang here, then John Wang will kill them all. Our Yu Gang, unaware of all this, sits quietly there, watching the people walking down the street, how comfortably they live their lives, thinking, "If I weren't here in the demonic curl and without all the trouble with the leader, I would be living a free life right now." Just then Miss Jane, who is behind him, shouts, "Young master, don't you want to sleep? How long have you been sitting here staring at people through the window? Come quickly and let's sleep." Our Yu Gang, lost in thought, says, "I don't know why Pong took this bastard girl and left her with me. I can't take it anymore. This slut keeps getting angry at me and I don't know what I'll do about it." And then our Miss Yan yells, "If I don't sleep here, my skin will be ruined. Now get up quickly and come and lie down on the bed, or you'll have to take my responsibility. I won't be able to do anything later." Our Yu Gang says, "Okay, go and sleep. I'm about to come." And with that, our Yu Gang loads his arrow and shoots it. The arrow misses Yu Gang, goes straight through Miss Yan's arm and hits the wall behind her. As soon as the arrow hits, Miss Yan exclaims, "What happened? Are we under attack here?" And then simultaneously several more arrows come toward them from behind. Many arrows are heading their way. Miss Yan jumps upwards, our Yu Gang jumps downwards, and both of them avoid the attacks. Miss Yan shouts, "Who have you messed with? Isn't a Yakuza gang after you? Where are all these arrows coming from? These people want to kill you and you'll get me killed along with you." Just then Pong comes running in and says, "My lord, are you all right?" He stands in front of the window and blocks all the arrows with his body. Yu Gang says, "Yes, I'm fine. Go quickly and stop the enemy or they'll kill us." Pong says, "Yes, young master," and with that he blocks Yu Gang's median points. Yu Gang asks, "What are you doing? Why are you blocking my median points? What if I have to flee here?" Pong replies, "You won't need to flee because I'm taking you with me." And with that he picks her up and runs toward the front. Yu Gang says, "I told you to capture the enemy, and where are you taking me?" Pong replies, "My lord, I must keep you with me for your safety." Yu Gang replies, "There's no one more foolish than you. You're taking me to the enemy where they'll want to kill me first." While Miss Yan screams, "And take me with you too, how can you leave me here to die alone?" The next scene shows a jungle where Pong is killing all the elites who came to attack him. He kills them one by one, then one of them looks back and says, "If Yu Gang is here, then who are Master Simsu and the twin elders going to kill? This means we're all in trouble." And right there Pong swings his sword and kills them both. The next scene shows the room. Master Simsu enters with the twins and finds it empty. They ask the girl Yan, "Where is he?" Yan says, "Pong ran off with the boy to kill the enemies." And then she asks them, "But you guys came to kill us, right? Then why are you talking to me so politely?" Master Simsu says, "We failed." And he remembers what Master John had said, "If you fail this time, you'll have to take your own lives." Just then the twins start running in fear. Master Simsu says, "Sorry, but there's no use running after failing. No matter where you go, Uncle will kill us." And he first kills the twins, then puts his hands on his neck and kills himself. Miss Yan says, "What kind of crazy people were these? Why did you kill yourself?" She checks and says, "He's really dead. Looks like some crazy cult member who committed suicide." Just then Pong returns with young master. Pong unlocks Yu Gang's median points and Yu Gang says, "Did you have to take me with you? Now look, I'm completely drenched in blood." They look ahead and see Miss Yan standing on the floor covered in blood. Yu Gang asks, "Miss Yan, how did you kill these people?" She says, "I didn't." Pong continues, "One of them is Hack Simsu and the others are Gino and the Young twins. That means the demonic curl sent them to kill you." The Yu Gang wonders why they left this bastard alive. They could have killed everyone. But then Pongchen, who is there, steps in and checks on them, then tells them that this master here is named Simsu. And he is the master of our demonic curl. Miss Ran then tells them, I'm telling the truth, this guy here killed those two people and then committed suicide. The Yu gang asks, but why did he leave you? She asks, do you think I'm in cahoots with them? I was just lucky they didn't kill me here, or maybe they were scared and killed themselves. On the other hand, our Pongchen is shown opening a small bottle, taking out a drop from it, and pouring it over the dead body as Miss Ran is screaming at them saying, you bastards, you abandoned me here. You all should apologize to me for leaving me here alone. Now one day I'll thrust my knife into yours. As soon as that drop of water or chemical falls on the dead body, the body turns into water right there. Seeing this, our Miss Ran becomes extremely frightened and asks, what is this? Here you completely dissolve this dead body with just one drop, and she's thinking, Pongchen is a scoundrel, if he kills me he'll make my dead body disappear too. Pongchen then says, I think we should get out of here. Our Yu gang says, yes, why not? And with that they leave. After everyone leaves, the next scene is shown on a road where Miss Ran shares her knowledge with our Yu gang, telling them that such things happen all the time in the world of martial arts. Bloodshed and new techniques like this are very common in the world of martial arts. For example, here for the first time I'm seeing someone's neck twisted and still able to talk or survive. Now look, you've twisted my neck twice here, but I'm still alive and I can talk. But it's okay, I'm not feeling too bad here. We've been running here for 4 days and I haven't bathed in 4, which is why my body smells. So why don't we stop somewhere up here and take a bath? Because young master, I think you desperately need a bath too. After listening to this, your Yu gang thinks, I didn't notice this either. Today was a very bad day. I'm covered in blood all over my body and I think we really should take a bath. So our Yu gang tells Pongchen, stop near a waterfall nearby, or if there's a river, stop there because I need to take a bath. So he tells him, young master, you'll have to be patient here for a while. We'll think about bathing after that. Your Yu gang asks, what did you say here? Because of you we can't even breathe fresh air here. You're sitting outside where there's fresh air while we're sitting here in the carriage. Just quietly take the carriage to a waterfall so we can take a bath. But with that he ignores them. Then after a while he stops and asks someone to identify themselves. Yu gang asks, who's that guy who suddenly came? Yu gang comes down and says, Ponch, who's here? A man and his daughter are standing in front of them. The man introduces himself. My name is Sang Pil Woong, I work at the military office and this is my daughter. Our carriage has a flat tire, which is why we're unable to move forward. So can you guys help us fix this broken tire so we can leave? Meanwhile, our Pongchen is drawing his sword while our Yu gang says, Pongchen, these are ordinary people. Don't hurt them here, go and help them. But when our Pongchen listens to this and analyzes the man, he says, he's pretending to be the head of a military office, but the internal energy within his body is very weak. This means he's lying. And with that he says to Yu gang, Jai young master, I'll go help them right now as you said. So Pongchen goes and lifts their carriage up. They're also quite perplexed, wondering why he's lifting their carriage. After lifting the carriage, there's a ravine below. He lifts their carriage along with the horse and throws it down. After throwing it down, he tells them to go down and ask someone for help. We don't have enough time to help you here. Yu gang replies, what's this crazy bastard doing? He just threw their carriage down. Master Wang then asks him, if you guys throw our carriage down here, can we go down with you to get help? Yu gang says, yes, why not, you can come with us. Your Yu gang tells them to come with him and the girl introduces herself. My name is Jo Yul Bin and I'm so happy to meet you all and thank you so much for letting us come with you. Yu gang opens the carriage door and says, Miss Bin, please come in. As Miss Bin bends her head to enter, she sees a girl with a crooked neck. She's terrified and asks, what's that? Is that a witch? Our Yu gang tells her, no Miss Bin, it's not a witch, it's a human and her neck has been bent backwards using a martial arts technique. There's no need to worry. She tells him, okay fine, I'll take your word for it. And with that she comes in and sits down. So Miss Ran says to Miss Bin, girl, you're so beautiful, I think you've got a lot of guys here crushing on you. Miss Bin tells her, no, it's not like that. Miss Ran tells her, you look like you're from a noble family because your Eskimo car was so nice. Miss Bin tells her, no, it's not like that. Miss Ran tells her, I think you're scared of me here, that's why you keep saying no here, don't you want to talk to me, I'm not having any fun. Our Yu gang is there thinking, I think this girl is scared here than she should be because a girl with a twisted neck is bound to be scary. Meanwhile, Miss Bin uses voice transmission to say, young sector leader. Our Yu gang says, what is this? She knows about me here that I'm the young sector leader. And at the same time he's wondering, could she be part of an assassination team sent to kill me? So why is she talking to me through voice transmission? Our Yu gang asks her, are you here to kill me? She says that the people from the demonic curl want to kill the successor here. As she says this, Yu gang breaks down the carriage door, reaches out, enters and grabs Miss Bin directly. He grabs her by the head. As he grabs her by the head, Miss Bin has a capsule in her mouth, a poisonous capsule which she swallows, killing her on the spot. Yu gang then says, same here, this bastard's father did the same thing. When I found out he was also a demonic curl guy, he committed suicide along with her, and she also committed suicide here. Yu gang becomes enraged and asks Pong, what have you done? Pong, you killed this girl here, she was about to talk to me. Miss Ran yells, what's your problem? You leave corpses everywhere you go, now you've killed this girl and her father here too. Pong looks at him angrily, knocks him unconscious and says, I think it's better for you not to interfere here. Then Pong says, "Master, please forgive me for teasing you a little too much." Yu Gang asks him, "Tell me, how did you recognize Sang Pil Wung and these people here? How did you know?" So he says, "I asked him some questions here, that is, I asked his father some questions. I asked him, which part of demonic curl are you from?" He was very nervous because if he doesn't get nervous, it means he's a normal person. But as soon as he got nervous, I realized that he came here on behalf of demonic curl and was hiding his identity from us, pretending to be a villager. And with that, he swallowed the pill in his mouth because he knew that I will kill him. Yu Gang says, "It seems the people at demonic curl want to kill me at any cost. That's why they've started using such methods here, to kill me through trickery or some other means. It's my fault that I didn't notice how they were able to notice you here. I think they've put a very special kind of blood sand on you, which is why they can track you." Yao King says, "How is that possible? How could they put such blood sand on me?" So he says that blood sand is a very special thing. It's so special that it's a kind of special liquid that emits a smell. If it's poured on a body, it disappears immediately, but its sand remains on the body. And those who are specially trained, especially assassins, can find anyone by smelling it. They will find you wherever you go. And the person on whom this blood sand is placed never even realizes that this tracker has been placed on them. There, Yao King says, "I think you're absolutely right. Someone must have used a drop of blood sand on me. That's why I'm being tracked by them and they're able to follow us. But how will we remove it?" The man says, "It'll be very easy to remove it. We just need to burn it out from within your body with our energy. You may feel pain for a few moments." Maya Yao King says, "If it's just a matter of a few moments, then fine, I'm willing to endure the pain." He says, "Young master, please sit here." The young master sits down with his legs folded. He places his hand on her head and, "Now I'll try to burn out the sand by pouring my energy into your body. You just concentrate and try not to feel too much pain." As he injects his energy into his body, our young master screams loudly. Light flashes, he screams loudly and falls unconscious. Upon regaining consciousness, he says, "I will never let you do this again. You shook my entire body. It hurt a lot, but thankfully the blood sand is gone from me now." But just then, Pongshan places his hand on his head and injects the energy again. As the energy enters his body, Yu Gang screams again and says, "What are you doing? You said you would only inject the energy for a few moments." So Pongshan says, "My lord, please forgive me, I misspoke. By a few moments, I meant 15 minutes. That means I will keep injecting the energy for the full 15 minutes until the blood sand is completely gone." Yu Gang screams in pain and curses, "You bastard, you're enjoying yourself by burning my body." In the next scene, Uncle John Mang arrives. He sees the girl and her father both dead and a message written there. "If I see you here, I will kill you." John Mang says, "You bastard, you even left a letter for me. I will not let this go." He says, "Master Sum gave me the wrong orders. He said to just scare the successor away so he never returns, but I want to end this matter completely. I want to kill him." He then says, "I don't understand how Master Sum, who wants to become the leader of the demonic cult, can be so soft-hearted as to consider leaving the successor alive. Cultists always think of killing." He then calls his companion, "Bloodmark, where are you?" He comes, "Yes, master, I am right here." John Mang pours a drop of blood sand on himself and says, "I'm going to pursue that girl. You follow me and bring reinforcements." He says, "When your report is complete, you're free. From today on, you'll have no relationship with me because I might be killed fighting Pongshan. If I die, you won't be my slave." Then the scene cuts. Yu Gang's car is moving. He's groaning in pain as his body is burned from the inside. He says, "For 15 minutes he burned my body, but thankfully the blood mark is gone." Miss Jane asks, "What are you thinking? Can't you even hear me?" She says, "Are you upset because of the assassination attack? But at least you survived. If you want, you can cry in my lap." Yu Gang says, "Are you really not bothered? We kidnapped you and you're laughing." Miss Jane laughs and says, "Do you think I'm happy? Should I get in your mood? Should I start crying? I'm not going to cry. I know there's a tough time ahead, but I'm not going to show any fear." Yu Gang thinks she looks happy on the outside, but she's scared on the inside. He then says to the voice transmission, "Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. I need help with my friend." Miss Jane says, Yes, I'm an expert at giving advice. Tell me." Yu Gang explains, "My friend was going to become the new leader, but his uncle sent assassins to kill him. but now it seems his uncle probably doesn't really want to kill him. Miss Jane overhears, it seems they just want to give him a warning. If he proves to everyone that he's dead, this fight will be over. Yugang remembers that the elites deliberately missed their arrows on the rooftop. He thinks they didn't really want to kill me, they were just warning me. He also remembers that the assassin girl was about to say something, but Pongshin killed her. Yugang says, now I understand, Uncle doesn't want to kill me. He just wants me to disappear from the world and erase my name so that I can never become the leader of the cult. And that's the Yugang reach a decision and think that maybe his Uncle Sum doesn't want him dead. He just wants him to disappear somewhere, so they stop at a place to eat. Pongshin opens the door and says, let's go eat. Meanwhile, our Yugang has decided to attack Pongshin using his hidden spirit flash technique. He's thinking, I'll attack Pongshin using my spirit or soul attack which will injure him and then I'll run away. So the Yugang confidently gets out of the car and heads for the hotel. They enter the restaurant where their food is brought out and this time 7 dumplings have been brought in. Miss Jane is overjoyed saying, it's been a while and today we'll have a great meal, and this time there are 7 dumplings. She asks, look around, does anyone have more dumplings than me? He replies, no one has extra. Meanwhile, the Yugang looks at a team sitting off to the side. There are some disciples sitting there all wearing special uniforms. The Yugang asks the restaurant owner, who are these people, which sector are these warriors from? He tells them, these are warriors from the Tiger Cloud sector. It's famous that the people of the Tiger Cloud sector are highly skilled, and their martial arts and swordsmanship are exceptional. But young master, you don't need to worry. If you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you. Just enjoy your meal. Yugang says okay and thinks, I just want to create a little chaos here so that Pongshin is distracted and all these people can beat him up while I get out of here. He thinks, I just need to attack him with my spirit flash. Once I use my soul power to injure him and then distract them, then they'll all attack Pongshin and Pongshin already injured will be hurt even more and by the time they beat him up I'll be far away. I only need a few seconds. Yugang thinks soul strength is very powerful because it's a hidden attack and a last resort. With it we can even break rocks. Yugang's body will be in pain but he'll recover quickly. As Pongshin begins to eat, he picks up his dumpling and begins to eat. Yugang pulls out his knife and says, please forgive me, and tries to stab him in the waist. As the knife touches his waist, there's a jolt startling Yugang. Miss Jane, also shocked, asks, what's going on? I just started eating and why did you stab him with the knife? Yugang's knife didn't penetrate his body, only lightly touched it. Surprised, Yugang asks, is he made of stone? How is that possible? Pongshin stares at him furious and says, my lord, what happened? Do you want to talk to me? Yugang thinks he'll beat him up. He then quickly replies, no, I was just saying, how dare these people sit in front of us with swords? Don't you think I'm the new young master of the demonic cult? Now go quickly and teach them a lesson. Swords are forbidden in the restaurant. To save his own life, Yugang implicates the poor fellows. They become enraged, saying, who dares say such things about us? We haven't harassed anyone. Just then Pongshin draws his sword and says, I understand this is truly a grave insult, which is why my young master had to use his soul strength to summon me. Yugang replies, yes, they insulted them, now go teach them a lesson. Pongshin replies, yes, young master, I understand. He attacks the boys from Tiger Cloud sector. He grabs 2 of them and throws them to the ground. The others panic and say, this is a master. Yugang seizes the opportunity and runs away. He says, thank God these guys will keep him busy and I'll get away. Explosions erupt overhead with Pongshin thrashing everyone around. Yugang steps forward and says, I won't forget the sacrifice these guys made, they're giving their lives to get me out. I have to go far enough for Pongshin to reach me. And he says, I've reached the door just a little more and my freedom awaits me. Pongshin won't be able to follow me. But Pongshin reaches behind and says, my lord, are you mastering the lightning foot technique? Look how far you've come. Yugang says, yes, that's what I was doing. Then he says, how did you get there so quickly? You disobeyed my orders. I told you not to come back without a lesson. Pongshin says, no, young master, I've taught you a lesson. Come with me. And he takes Yugang back. As soon as they arrive, all the men from Tiger Cloud sector kneel down and say, sir, please forgive us. We made a grave mistake. From today on, we won't even bring swords into our sector, let alone restaurants. Please forgive us. Yugang replies, see, I taught him a lesson, didn't I? Pongshin happily replies, yes, my lord, you did a great job. Yugang thinks, I thought these guys would keep him busy for a long time, but they're kneeling down. My plan has failed again. Just then a boy from Tiger Cloud sector looks on angrily and thinks, this kid is weak, his bodyguard is strong. As soon as he comes close, I'll kill him. But Yugang, enraged, grabs his head and throws him to the ground, saying, I won't forgive this, I needed your sacrifice so I could escape. But now I'm trapped again. And Pongshin, overjoyed, says, yes, my lord, I did the right thing. Then on the way Yugang wonders, what should I do? None of my plans are working. Even my soul strength didn't work, now it seems I can never escape from his hands, I've become his puppet. Miss Jane says, my lord, were you really going to kill Pongshin? You attacked him in the restaurant. Yugang says, no, I didn't attack his vital points, I just wanted to weaken him so the others could attack and I could escape. But the knife didn't penetrate his body. Miss Jane says, maybe the knife is dull. Yugang puts the knife to the window and the window's wire cuts. He says, it's very sharp. Miss Jane asks, then why didn't it hit Pongshin? Is his body invincible? She says, I can help you escape. I'm an expert on deceiving people. I know many tricks that can help you escape and Punchin won't be able to do anything. Yu Gang asks, tell me, how will you help me here? Miss Ran then says, I have a really amazing item. With this item you'll be able to escape. She then takes out a pill and asks, what do you think about this? Yu Gang asks, is this a poisonous pill? But how will we feed this poisonous pill to Punchin? So she says, no, this isn't a poisonous pill, it's a very special pill and it's not for him but for me. Yu Gang asks, but what will this do? Miss Ran says, it will bring out everything inside you. Yu Gang asks, what does that even mean? She says, after taking this pill you get an upset stomach followed by rumbling and gas and then the partying begins. Yu Gang asks, do you want me to take this pill? Miss Ran says, I'm the one taking this pill, you don't need to worry, I can do this much for you. I'll take this pill for you and then all you have to do is shout to Pong that this girl is in a very bad condition. And when he takes me up the stairs, tell him to keep an eye on her so she doesn't run away and I'll wait there for a while. While I'm peeing there you can run away in that time, I think that'll be enough for you. Yu Gang asks, do you really think this will work? She says, yes, it will work. I've figured everything out here. When I go up the side with him everything will look real and it will be real, you'll be out of here in that time. Miss Ran thinks, when Pong comes back to look for his young master I'll run away from behind, that's two birds with one stone, on one hand this boy will escape and on the other I'll be free. With that she's overjoyed thinking, I'm going to be free in an hour. Yu Gang says, I appreciate your sacrifice. But are you really willing to do all this for me? Because it's going to be a very messy job. She says, yes, I'm willing, I'll do it. We'll both escape from here after tricking Pong. Yu Gang says, yes, why not, then I'm part of your plan, so let's quickly take this pill. Miss Ran says, okay, that's good. Now I'm going to take this pill, you have to remember the rest. As soon as I take this pill my stomach will start rumbling. At that very moment you have to tell Pong Chan to stop the carriage. So she takes the pill and after a while her stomach starts rumbling and she starts screaming loudly. She says, Pong Chan, stop the carriage quickly, my stomach hurts, I have a severe stomach ache, I need to go to the bushes. Pong Chan hears her and stops the carriage. They both rejoice and say, it seems it's done. Pong Chan is coming and he will take you to the side. But as soon as Pong Chan arrives, he blocks the door with a lot of wood. So they both say, what the hell is going on? Pong Chan says, I think this girl is just trying to escape. Young Master Yu Gang, you don't need to pay any attention to her. This shocks both Yu Gang and Miss Ran because now she's taken the pill and has a real stomach upset. Yu Gang shouts, I swear she's telling the truth. She has an upset stomach and is gurgling. Stop the carriage or she'll make a mess. Pong Chan says, no, master, I think this girl has fooled you with her tricks. She'll run away. Yu Gang says, please listen to me, this isn't a trick, I'm ordering you, stop the carriage or there'll be a mess. Yu Gang bangs on the door, Pong Chan, open the door or I'll die. Poor Miss Ran falls to the ground but he doesn't open the door. After a while Miss Ran says, I can't control myself anymore. Yu Gang looks at her and says, please forgive me. And then Miss Ran defecates right there. Poor Miss Ran is embarrassed having defecated in her clothes in front of young Master Yu Gang. As she defecates she screams and Yu Gang also cries out in anger. Just then Pong opens the door and comes in. He says, my lord, what's wrong? But as soon as the door opens he recoils at the smell and says, what the hell is going on? He picks up Yu Gang and takes him outside saying, young master, please forgive me, I didn't know everything was true, I thought this girl was trying to deceive you. He leads Yu Gang away into the fresh air. Yu Gang says, you disobeyed my orders but you want to teach me martial arts, so it seems enduring someone else's stench is part of the training. I'm not angry anymore. Then Pong hits his head against a tree and says, young master, forgive me. Yu Gang then tells him to go clean the carriage, but instead of cleaning the old one he brings a new one from the village and then they move on. Poor Miss Ran sits there as if she's lost all her dignity. Yu Gang thinks the poor girl has suffered so much embarrassment because of me. Then Miss Ran says, we'll do it again. Yu Gang says, what do you mean this time? She says, I have to do it again. This time we'll definitely get away. Yu Gang says, are you crazy? Will Pong be caught this time too? She says, yes, I'm doing everything for you, you want to escape, so do I, so stop this nonsense, I'm ready to do anything. Yu Gang says, I'll run even at the risk of my honor. And she takes out another pill and swallows it. As she starts screaming, Pong quickly opens the door this time. Yu Gang, acting as he should, says, take her away, the carriage must not be soiled again. But Pong strikes and says, young master, for your safety I must kill this filthy girl right here, I will kill her. Yu Gang says, are you crazy? Don't kill her. Miss Ran, frightened, grabs Yu Gang's clothes and she's emitting gas. The smell makes Pong pause. Yu Gang says, this is the chance. He says, do you want to see a girl humiliated? That's my order. Take her away and put her in the bushes and keep an eye on her. Pong says, yes, master, I'm sorry. He picks up Miss Ran and carries her towards the bushes. Yu Gang says, keep a close eye on her, no matter what happens, don't let her escape. And as Pong leaves with Miss Ran, Yu Gang runs in the other direction and says, finally, this is my chance. Miss Ran has made a sacrifice, I won't let it go to waste. Now I'll go away and live a normal life. Pong will never be able to chase me. He has run quite far and says, now I have to hide somewhere here because Pong is fast and will come after me. He gathers leaves, spreads them down and hides in them. Just then Pong arrives and says, young master's footprints are here. Where did they go beyond this? He spreads out the leaves and hides beneath them. Meanwhile, Pong is searching for him and comes and stands there saying, our young master isn't going to abandon his sec position and run away. I think he probably came here to master his light foot technique, and during that time someone must have kidnapped him. I won't let the scoundrel who did this get away. I will definitely catch him and then kill him. Then Yu-King says, it seems he's gone, but I need to stay here for a while. Our Yu-King lies there in the bushes. He lies there for a long time, perhaps several hours. After 4 hours pass, he's counting there. Then he comes out from inside the bushes and says, finally, I think that's enough. Now Pong won't be able to find me here. And just as he comes out, Pongchen is standing to the side, and as soon as he sees him, he gets very scared and says, what, how did you get here? Then Pongchen says to him, young master, were you trying to master your stealth technique here? I think you were mastering the technique of hiding and seeing if I could find you or not. Then Yu-King says to him, yes, you're absolutely right. I am well aware of the dangers of the martial arts world. If someone is chasing me, I need to master the technique of hiding. That's why I was hiding here, but you did a great job. You tracked me down well. And with that, he stands up and says, let's go back now. Has Miss Ran returned? Pongchen says yes, Miss Ran has returned. At this, our young master Yu Gang quickly starts to leave, saying, let's quickly get into the carriage. But Pongchen becomes quite serious and says, my lord, stop right there. Yu Gang asks, what's wrong now? Angrily, Pongchen says, I think you should bow your head before me here. Yu Gang asks, what does that mean? Why should I bow my head before you? Pongchen angrily says, I'm telling you to bow your head before me here. You are the young master of the Usura heavenly demon, his son and descendant, and destined to become the demon leader. But as the demon leader, how can you run away like this, afraid of your position? This is the second time you've tried to run away. I won't tolerate this anymore. You are the young master of the demonic path, and you must sit on the throne of the demonic path. Here Yu Gang thinks this means he knows that I tried to run away before, but he says, how can you accuse me of this? Pongchen says, I can accuse you because it's a matter of the supreme ruler's honor. Therefore, I want you to bow your head and do as I say. Yu Gang says, what kind of logic is this? I am your lord. If I wanted to, I could make you bow your head. You can't give me orders. Pongchen says, young master, it seems you don't understand me. Quietly bow your head. Yu Gang has no other option and bows his head, saying, all right. So Pongchen says, now repeat what I say in a loud voice. When I say 1, say I am the leader of the demon sector. When I say 2, say I am not afraid of anyone and I will never run away. And then he says 1. So Yu Gang says, I am the leader of the demon sector. Pong says louder, so he says it again. And on 2, he says, I am not afraid of anyone and I will never run away in fear. And Pong makes him repeat all this not just once or twice, but 100 times. Even Yu Gang's throat starts to hurt. And then the scene shifts to evening, where they are traveling again in the carriage. Yu Gang says, because of this bastard, my throat is ruined. Now I've memorized perfectly that I'm the leader of the demon sector. And he looks at Miss Ran, who is in a terrible state because she had taken 2 pills. Her condition is bad because of frequent bowel movements. That's why Pong had blocked her pressure points so she couldn't defecate or pass gas. And she's lying there in that state. Yu Gang thinks that what happened to Miss Ran was wrong and he should apologize to her when she wakes up. Just then, the carriage stops and some people block their path. Pongchen asks, who are you people? Yu Gang gets down and sees that their carriage wheel is broken. The man says, I am a minister of the army and my daughter is with me. Can you help us? Yu Gang thinks the people of the demonic sector have no other way, the same old trick again. So he tells Pong, do what you did before. Pong lifts their carriage and throws it into the ravine. The people say, at least give us a ride. Yu Gang says, okay. The girl sits in the back and the man sits in the front. The girl sits down in the back and introduces herself as Wang Zhuo. She compliments Yu Gang. Yu Gang thinks this girl seems more experienced than the previous one. He says through voice transmission, go back quietly. But the girl says, if I were afraid of death, I wouldn't have come here. Yu Gang thinks she came fully prepared. He says, if this is because of Master Soman, then there's no need. The girl says, I came for you. Yu Gang thinks Master Soman has changed his tactics. The girl slaps him in anger. Miss Ran is happy and thinks this girl will die. Just then the horses stop and Pong angrily grabs his father. Yu Gang realizes the girl is innocent. He tells Pong to calm down, but Pong says the young master is of noble birth. No one can touch him. Death is too light a punishment for this girl. Pong moves forward to kill the girl, but the girl releases her powers and attacks him. So Pongchen puts his own subordinate in front of him so that the attack hits him instead. The girl then says, what kind of people are you? And the ghost moves forward to attack her. But as soon as she gets close to Pongchen, she tries to attack with her claws. She feels immense pressure, falls to the ground and says, what is this? As soon as this guy stomped his foot on the ground, a lot of pressure was released. I think he's a very powerful master. So Pongchen, after putting pressure on her, grabs her by the neck. He slams her to the ground and then asks her, now tell me, how do you want to die? He draws his sword and tells her, tell me quickly, how will you die? And just as he swings his sword to attack her, our friend Yu Gang shouts at him, Pongchen, I told you to stop. It was a misunderstanding. I thought Master Soman had sent her, but Master Soman didn't send her. So Pong stops his sword and listens to everything Yu Gang says. Yu Gang tells him, please let this girl go. I was just having a little fun with this girl. That's why this girl slapped me in the face. So quickly put your sword away. So Pong takes his sword and puts it aside and says to him, yes, my lord, I understand what you mean, that you were getting slapped by a girl while having fun with her. So Yu King says, go back quickly and sit in your carriage and start driving your carriage. So he says, yes, my lord, I will leave from here now. And as soon as he goes out, he comes back again. So Yukang says, what happened now? What do you want now? So he tells him that he had forgotten something here. And with that, after coming back, Pong grabs the girl by the neck and twists her neck backward. He twists her neck backward with his special technique. So Yukang says to him, Pong John, what are you doing? Was it necessary to do this? Then the poor girl, after her neck is twisted, is sitting there crying. Meanwhile, Miss Ran also regains consciousness and says, look at what this girl did, she really should have died here after that. But I think this technique is amazing, and she says to the girl, you don't need to worry, nothing will happen to your neck, Ponchin will fix your neck back. So the girl asks them, who are you people, and what are you doing here with this crazy guy? So Miss Ran says to her, I don't even know where I'm being taken, but I have a very good way for us to escape from here. Would you like to join me? We can both escape from here after taking these pills. And with that, she takes out a pill from her pocket and holds it out to him. Meanwhile, Mother Yugang snatches the pill from him and tells him, no, I don't want you to ruin my carriage again, and now you're taking out 2 pills, this won't be good for either of us. The girl is crying while looking out the window and our Ponch tells her to shut up. If you don't stop crying, I'll cut your throat, at least you're alive here. The poor girl then sits there silently. Miss Ran tells her, you don't need to be distressed, if you listen to everything I say I can fix your neck. She asks, really? Miss Ran says, yes, he's twisted my neck many times so I've learned how to straighten it, I can fix it now. The girl says, thank you so much sister for doing this for me. With that, Miss Wang quickly hugs her and says, you're so kind, big sister, you're amazing. Miss Ran says, yes of course little sister, tell me, where are you going? She says, I'm going to the Great Mountains. Miss Ran says, that's great, we're also going to the Great Mountains. Are you going to the Green Forest Leader? She says, yes, I'm going there too. So Yukang says, look at that, these 2 girls have made themselves little and big sisters to each other here and they're so close. At the same time, Miss Wang is hugging her and crying saying, thank goodness I have a big sister like you here. Otherwise, in my 24 years of life, I've never faced a situation like this before and I was completely overwhelmed. As soon as Miss Ran hears him say 24 years old, she pushes him and says, what did you just say? You said you're 24 years old, that means you're older than me. Go back and sit down in your seat quickly. I'm only 21, which means I'm younger than you. Now go and sit down in your seat quickly. Meanwhile, Ponchin shouts at them, I said shut up or I'll kill everyone. And while shouting and getting angry at each other, our Ponchin continues driving the carriage. Meanwhile, our Yugang sits there sadly, wondering when he'll be able to get out of this mess. The more I try to escape from here, the more my carriage is turning into a zoo. So they reach the foot of the great mountain in their carriage, and after arriving there, Pong says, I think we'll have to go on foot from here. So Yugang asks, is this the great mountain? He says, yes young master, this is the great mountain. After getting down, Miss Wang says, straighten my neck so I can see properly. Miss Ran says, Miss Wang, you're also going to this mountain, but it seems our paths will diverge from here. So why don't you say goodbye to us here? She says, no, I don't want to say goodbye to you. Meanwhile, Mother tells Ponchin to quickly straighten Lady Wang's neck. He says, yes, master. And with that, he moves forward and places both his hands on her head. As soon as he starts to fix her neck, Miss Wang is happy that her neck will finally be fixed. But at the same time, some people emerge from both sides. They surround everyone with swords. One man says, look who's here in these mountains. Who are you people? 2 girls and 2 boys. But as soon as they look at Miss Wang, they see her neck is crooked. Seeing this, he says, this is very scary. How did this happen? One soldier asks another, what do we do now? This girl's neck is crooked. The other says, it's okay, the other girl is beautiful. Miss Ran, hearing their conversation, asks Yugang, my lord, who are these people? Yugang thinks that they are not from the Green Forest. They are all wearing black clothes. He tells Ponchin, go quickly and deal with them. Ponchin says, yes, master. Then those people mock them and say that these people are still living in the era of masters and slaves. This boy considers himself the young master of the demonic cult. Just then, people from the Righteous Alliance dressed in white arrive and a conflict begins with the Black Dragon sect. Our Yugang and his companions get caught in the middle there. On one side are the people from the Black Dragon sector, and on the other side are the people from the Mume Alliance and the Righteous Alliance. And they start fighting amongst themselves. As soon as the fight starts, our Ponchin tells Yugang that this will be a very good experience for him. He can analyze the martial arts skills by watching their fights. Then at the same time, Miss Wang steps forward and asks him, sir, when are you going to fix my neck? When are you going to straighten my neck? Well, Pong shouts at her, stop talking nonsense. Can't you see that I'm talking to my lord right now? And trying to teach him some skills. So the poor girl moves to the side crying. Meanwhile, on the side, it's shown that our Miss Ran is quite excited and is cheering on all the righteous people, shouting, yes, yes, beat them all up. Start beating everyone. And Miss Fang, after being disappointed, moves to the side and says, you scoundrel. Because of this, our Ponchin gets angry and says to her, girl, wait, what did you just say? She says, I didn't say anything. Ponchin says, no, I heard you say something. She says, no, I didn't say anything. So Miss Wang says to him, I didn't say anything here, and anyway, why are you all getting so angry at me? Miss Ran yells at you even more and curses at you a lot. So why are you getting angry at me for just one little curse word? Then Pong steps forward and angrily says to her, because she's been with us longer and she's already had her neck broken by me many times before. That's why she's already endured everything. And now that you've cursed at me, you'll have to accept it quietly. Meanwhile, Miss Ran is saying to them, what are you all talking about? Don't talk about me like that. Everyone else is listening. And what will all those handsome boys think of me? Now our Yu gang comes in and says to Pong, Pong, I said stop, don't scare this girl anymore. While our Pong is shouting at her, I said admit it quickly, admit that you cursed at me. Then Miss Nan shouts at them, all of you shut up and be quiet, let me enjoy the fight. While Miss Wang shouts, okay fine, I admit that I cursed at you. You treated me badly, that's why I cursed at you. So Pongchen is very happy about this and says, see my lord, I've proven my point here, I told you this girl cursed and she really did curse. Meanwhile, Miss Ran is still telling everyone, yes, beat her up. Then she says, there's no bloodshed, which is why it's not fun at all. And our Yu gang is thinking, what kind of trouble have I got myself into? And at the same time he looks to the side and sees that Miss Ran has found a whistle lying on the ground. So he says, what? How did this whistle get here? Whose whistle is this? And then she picks it up, puts it in her mouth and says, I'll cheer you all on here. And to cheer them on, she starts blowing the whistle. And as soon as she blows the whistle, the sound of the whistle is actually a signal. The Black Dragon people had designated that whistle as a signal. As soon as the whistle blows, their leader will hear it. And then the other people there say, the whistle sound has come. And the one who hears the whistle sound runs and tells the leader, it seems our people have found the Green Forest leader, because they had actually come to attack the Green Forest base camp where their leader is, and the one who blew the whistle was part of the Black Dragon squad. So the Lord of the Black Dragon sector had already killed many people there. And after killing all of them, when he finds out that they have heard the city's sounds, he says, okay then, everyone get ready quickly. We will all go to the location from where the city's sounds came, and there we will teach the leader of the Green Forest a lesson. Today the time has come to find and kill Green Forest General. Meanwhile, Miss Nan is completely unaware and is still whistling here. She keeps whistling repeatedly, cheering everyone on. At the same time, the leader of the Black Dragon squad says, you wretched woman, what are you doing? Where did you get this whistle and why are you blowing it? Another boy tells him, boss, now that this girl has blown the whistle here, we need to finish the fight as quickly as possible and escape so we can meet our squad leader. Because if the sector leader arrives, we'll be punished for mistakenly blowing the whistle here. Shuang overhears their conversation and says, I think more forces are coming from the Black Dragon King's side. That's why they're saying we need to regroup. This place will become very dangerous. We're just making a spectacle of ourselves here. We need to get out of here. Then our Yu gang tells Pongchen, Pongchen, let's get out of here quickly. Straighten the princess's neck and then we'll be on our way. So Pongchen goes and straightens our princess Miss Wang's neck, and after straightening it he tells her, come on, let's go. Miss Wang is very happy and says, you scoundrel, because of them I had to stay with my neck twisted for so long, but thankfully my neck is fine now. But at the same time, our Pong tells her that she doesn't need to say thank you here, nor does she need to be happy here. So she asks, what does that mean? And then Pong blocks the meridian points on her stomach, causing her to bend down. He blocks her meridian points in such a way that she has to walk on all fours like an animal. Miss Ran is quite happy about this, while our Yu Kang asks him, what have you done? She tells him, young master, he insulted us, and how can I easily forgive someone who insults you? I followed your orders and straightened his neck. But now, until we reach the great mountain, he will have to walk like this. Yu Kang tells him, you're doing all this of your own accord, I didn't tell you to do this. And Yu Kang thinks to himself, I think he only calls me his lord in name only. That is, he's not following my orders. So Pong ignores him again and says, young master, I think we should move towards the mountain. Otherwise, night will fall here and we can't spend the night in this place. So Ma Yu Kang says, okay, I guess you don't listen to me, but let's go from here anyway. And with that, the two of them walked away from there. Meanwhile, Miss Rain told everyone, keep fighting here and make sure you kill each other. I really enjoyed watching this fight. And with that, Miss Rain and everyone else left. The soldiers looked to the side and said, what happened here? Who were those people standing in the middle and why were we fighting for them? The righteous lions were wondering why they were fighting for them since they had just left. Meanwhile, Pongchen along with the Yu gang was moving forward and they reached the full steps of the Green Forest. Yu gang using voice transmission asked Pongchen, what's going on here? He replied, I'm trying to count the number of enemies. You must have felt the energy too. My lord, there are many enemies here. Yu gang asked, how many? He replied, I think there are around 500. And there's also a very powerful presence here. This means they have a leader who is quite strong and dangerous. Shuang was quite happy about this and said, this will be quite dangerous. This means we should go back and forget about capturing the Green Forest base because it's too dangerous. So Pong tells him, yes, young master, as you said, this is indeed very dangerous. But it's only dangerous if you go with me. But if I go alone, I can eliminate the entire Black Dragon sector forever. I can do all of this alone. So Yu King says to him, so you want me to stay here and wait for you? He says, yes, why not? You'll have to stay here and wait. And then Yu King says, I need to find a place here where I can hide. But then Pong starts digging a hole. So Yukang says to Pong, Pong, what are you doing here? Why are you digging this hole? He says to him, young master, you need a very good place to hide. And last time you used your style technique here where you hid under the leaves. This time you will have to hide under the ground. And when you hide here, no one will be able to find you. You will hide here until I come back. So Yukang says, you scoundrel, do you really want to bury me alive in this hole? I mean, what if I die here before you come back? So Miss Nan steps forward and asks why they are stopped here. And what is Master Puchin doing? Why is he digging a hole? Are they going to perform some kind of ritual here? Yukang tells her that she will find out very soon. And then Puchin glares at her. As soon as he glares at her, Miss Nan starts running and says that she thinks they're going to bury them alive here. And as she's running away, Puchin quickly goes and grabs her by the neck and tells her to lie down quietly in this hole. He says that she and young master will stay in this hole until he goes and deals with the danger ahead. He lays all three of them down in the hole and covers them with dirt, saying that they will all stay there. Meanwhile, my lord Yukang tells him, you scoundrel, I will not let you get away with this. I will come back here and take revenge. After hiding Yukang in the hole, Puchin moves forward. At this point we see a scout from the Green Forest who is keeping an eye on all of them so that if the Black Dragon sect people advance towards their main sector base, he can give them the news. He is standing there watching everything. Then another man comes to him and asks about the Black Dragon sect people, wondering if they have found out the location of their base. So he says, no, they don't know the location of our base. But it seems they are advancing with their entire forces. There are about 500 people, and their sector leader is also with them. But I think there's someone else standing in their way, blocking their path. Then Punchin stands there. And on the other side, the sector leader of the Black Dragon sector stands opposite him. The people of Green Forest don't know who this person is who has suddenly appeared. The Black Dragon sector leader asks him, who are you? Punchin ignores him and doesn't answer. At which point the Black Dragon sector leader turns around and says, what does it matter to us? You're going to die here anyway. It won't make a difference whether you tell us or not. And he tells his men to kill him. So his men advance to attack Punchin. As they all attack Punchin, the Black Dragon sector leader says, I wasted my time coming here, I thought. There might be someone special here. But then he hears shouting from behind him. His own men are dying, and when he turns around, he is shocked to see that it's a powerful master who has killed many of his men in a single blow. So our Punchin was there, cutting down the people attacking him like carrots and radishes, and then he lifts one arm and smashes it into the face of one of them. The blood gets into the man's eyes, blinding him, and when he gets close, Punchin kills him too. Then the leader of the Black Dragon sector himself steps forward to attack him. As he approaches, Punchin lifts that same arm and slams it into his face. As soon as he hits the Black sector leader with that arm, the leader flies backward, crashing into the trees. This frightens the people of his sector greatly, and they say, what is this? What kind of monster is this who has knocked our sector leader back with just one attack? So they all say that they must all attack him together. He is alone, and we still have about 450 people here. And as they all move forward to attack, Punchin draws his sword and delivers a single strike. That strike is so powerful that it kills all of them in one blow. The squad members of the Green Forest sector standing above are watching everything and say, how is this possible? Who is this guy who has come here with monstrous strength and killed more than 500 people with a single strike? The entire Black Dragon sector has been completely annihilated. So both of them say, it seems this is not the person we heard about. This isn't Musin, because they were expecting Musin to be here. And then they say, we need to go and tell our master about this as soon as possible. The other one says, yes, of course, go and tell your master about this quickly, and they run away from there. Meanwhile, the scene shows that Uncle Wangshan is also hiding there, watching everything, and says, those fools, the people of the Black Dragon sector were nothing compared to Punchin. It's true, he was going to cut them down like carrots and radishes, and I don't think there's no reason behind Punchin doing all this. I think the Hawali Ashura demon deliberately planned all of this beforehand to completely wipe out the Black Dragon sector. Otherwise, why would Pong have needed to do all this? Then he thinks to himself, I'm thinking of fighting Punchin and defeating him, but will I be able to defeat him? He's like a monster. The next scene shows the Green Forest leader, Master Tayson. The two scouts run to him and tell him everything, that the Black Dragon sector has been completely annihilated. Master Tayson asks them, did that really happen? But I think that's what should have happened to the Black Dragon sector. After what those bastards did to us, this is what they deserved. Then he says, if someone is an enemy of the Black Dragon sector, then that means they are our friend. Go quickly and bring that master here. Bring him here with great respect. The next scene shows our Yu Gang, whom Punchin pulls out of the ground after returning. Yu Gang is quite angry. While Punchin says to him, please forgive me, I hope you were quite comfortable here in the ground while I wasn't here. Then our Yu Gang shouts at him, do you think I was comfortable here in the ground? You just left a bamboo pipe here so we could breathe, and then you completely buried us under the earth. So he says to him, please forgive me, I'll quickly arrange to clean your body and give you a bath. Then Yu Gang says to him, that's enough. Next time if something like this happens, I won't forgive you at all. If you have to do something like this again, ask me first. Meanwhile, Miss Nan shouts at him, Ponchen, you bastard. And as soon as she starts shouting, Ponchen steps forward and punches her on the head, saying, my lord here can get angry at me, but you can't. Then Ponchen says, my lord, I think someone is coming towards us. And at the same time the two scouts appear in front of them, greet them and introduce themselves, saying, we have come from the Green Forest and the leader of the Green Forest, Master Tayson, has given orders for you. Then they look towards our Miss Ran on the side and say, is that a dead body lying there? At this, the squad vice captain says to them, please sir, come with us because you have completely eliminated the Black Dragon sector. You have wiped them out. Our Master Tayson wants to show you respect and give you gifts. So Yuking is wondering what they are saying here. They said that the entire Black Dragon sector has been annihilated. Then Ponchen tells him, yes young master, I have completely annihilated the Black Dragon sector here. But I think now we either have to kill these two or gouge out their eyes because they have seen us attacking here. So Yuking asks him, what are you saying? I didn't do anything, so why are you taking my name? He replies, young master, everything we did here was a secret. Completely annihilating the Black Dragon sector was also a secret, and these people know about our secret. So those two poor guys get very scared. Meanwhile, Lord Yuking shouts at him, you did all this and don't look at me like I'm also involved in all this. I told you before not to recklessly take anyone's life. You annihilated the entire sector without thinking. So he says, I tried to talk to them nicely, but their sector leader and his companions attacked me. Because of that, I was forced to kill all of them because they all wanted to fight me to their last breath. That's why I had to kill all of them. The battle was very difficult and everyone fought with all their might, but what can we do? They were all very weak. So there Yuking asks him whether the people from the Black Dragon sector were actually resisting and trying to fight with all their might or if they were trying to escape. Shu Gang replies, okay, never mind, what's done is done. While the scouts were thinking, we thought these guys had some kind of feud with the Black Dragon sector, but they were just passing through, and they completely destroyed the entire sector on their way. And with that, Ponchen steps forward and tells them, both of you come with me. They both get very nervous, so our Ponchen tells them, keep your eyes down and quickly take us to your headquarters. Meanwhile, they're both terrified and think, it seems we've made a huge mistake. We're going to make a big mistake by taking these people to our sector. So guys, that's all for now. In the next episode, we'll see what our Ponchen does with Master Tayson after arriving there. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for showing so much love and support.